We're sailing into Banjul in the Gambia, my first time visiting this part of West Africa. I'm going to explore the city this afternoon. In the main marketplace, the bus came down from the cruise ship and dropped us off here. Not a lot to see, just a lot of extreme poverty, which I never really feel interested in videoing and sharing, especially not when vlogging, but see if I can find anything interesting. Of course, now I've taken the wrong turn in the market and got completely lost. I'm sure I'll find my way back. I'm back on the ship already. It was only like in town for about an hour, in the city for about an hour in total, and that's probably the shortest time I've ever spent like in a new country. This is my 129th country I've ever visited, and I was just like, yep, you know, half an hour walking around this market and driving through the town is probably about enough. I normally want to go for excitement and see something interesting, and I have a sense of adventure, but the adventure seemed to be, will Luke get robbed or not? There was a moment with a guy who was like, hey, come this way, this is the way back to the bus, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's this way. I'm not saying he was wanting to rob me, but it didn't feel good, and yeah, excitement doesn't come from looking at extreme poverty, and this is like, of all capital cities I've ever visited, this is by far the most extreme poverty of any I've seen, which isn't that satisfying. Maybe I'll get off the ship again tomorrow and see what I can see. Back in the market this time, I'm gonna follow the proper instructions and not just take a massive camera around, so I'm just going with my GoPro and my old phone. So see if I can find something a bit more interesting and not be freaked out as much as yesterday. Now I see why. Yesterday this felt like a completely abandoned place with no people and no money. This is now Monday. It was Sunday yesterday. So you just have to come here on a Monday and this place is buzzing. Yeah, this is the huge difference between coming to a place which looks really poor and unsafe. It's Sunday, nobody's about, and then on a Monday, this place is crowded and feels a lot safer to walk around. The government house is down that way. The Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs is this building. This is the main Independence Drive. This is the High Court.
No, don't do
What's
that.
No. The Children's Clinic. Breast milk protects your baby from infection. I also saw quite a lot of Nestle signs around. Not quite sure what's going on there. Shy when the camera comes on. Just had my first experience of obviously being the first white person that a small child has seen. As she walked past me, she was like touching my skin, and I was like, oh, so cute. I always want to find somewhere wherever I go to get a good juggling video, and there's this memorial arch for, weirdly enough, a government coup where a new dictator got in for another 16, 17 years until he was finally voted out a few years ago. Now there's term limits to the presidents and things like that. So yeah, this will do. Didn't realise that when I started juggling there was all these school kids behind me and they're all going, yay, juggling. Right, I think I'm going to head back towards the market now because that's the last thing that's in this direction. I'm back down at the Albert Market, and in this whole trip of about 4 kilometres walk through the town, I've only been accosted twice to kind of people demanding money or to do a tour with me or to hang out until I give them money, but in both cases somebody else has come along and said, hey, leave that guy alone. So the Good Samaritan effect is working out for me here in the Gambia. Alright, now I've got to find my way back through the biggest market in the country, back to where the shuttle bus is going to take me back to the cruise ship. Yesterday I got lost in this market when it was completely empty, and now I'm lost in this market when it's completely full. It's much nicer this way around, but I would like to get back to the shuttle bus pickup point. Suddenly it's almost completely empty. There's tourist wooden things to buy and white people around, so I'm going in the right direction, I think. No, turns out that wasn't the right way to go. I've got to go back across this way, some way. Okay, the chicken area is a new place for me. I don't know where I'm going now. It's a meat market.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I seem to have got so lost inside the market that I'm back at the entrance again, and also some people are recognizing me walking past and saying, "Oh, you're back here again," or "Hey, you're the lost guy." So I guess walking around and being white, lost in a market is enough for people to start recognizing me again. I'm going to take a different route back to the ship. Independence Drive or Liberation Drive, I can't remember which one's which. There's a goat. And this is the older part of Banjul. It used to be called Bathurst, the old English colonial name for it. Okay, I can see the Prince and Dam, it's just there. I have got to find my way through to get there somehow. Ferry port in front of it, where people catch the ferry across to the north bank of the Gambia. So I've got to get past that crowd and then see if I can find the entrance to the cruise terminal, which is just the container port. Alright, so I'm into the port area, the container area, and unlike in Cape Verde, I didn't have to pay a bribe to get in. They just looked at my ship ID and let me through, so almost back to the ship. Now, of course, I see why in most other places they don't let you walk through the container port without getting on a shuttle bus. Oh, I could have come through this gate here. Oh man, I just came through the wrong gate. I just did a big loop around the container port. I'm not doing very well with directions today. Lost in the container port, lost in the market. Hopefully the ship is just around this corner. Yay! Almost home. So that's 2 days in Banjul in the Gambia. 2 different visits. I guess we can conclude that if you're going to visit somewhere not on a Sunday when it's empty and boring, but on a Monday when there's a lot more stuff happening and a lot more things to see. So yeah, that's that conclusion. I guess tomorrow is Dakar in Senegal.